Vermeer's The Kitchen Maid, written by Ryan Wells. The Kitchen Maid is one of 35 remaining paintings of Dutch artist Jan Vermeer. The painting is fairly small, at approximately 17 inches by 15 inches, and it was painted around 1658 using oil on canvas. Most of Vermeer's paintings portray one or two people performing everyday indoor tasks. Although his work is highly praised today, Vermeer's paintings were unpopular during his lifetime. Indeed, none of his paintings were ever sold until after his death. Kitchen Maid follows Vermeer's common pattern, presenting a simple scene of a solitary maid pouring a jar of milk. The maid is standing alone in an austere room that has fallen into disrepair. The walls are white and cracked, the window pane is broken, the wall underneath the window appears dirty and moldy, and the only sustenance on the table is bread and milk. Because of these features, the room does not appear to belong to the maid's employers, but to someone of a poor income, perhaps the maid herself. Because the room is very bare and filled with dark and muted tones, the eye is consistently drawn away from the room and painting central figure, whose clothing contains the only vibrant colors in the painting. The circles and curves of the maid, her clothing, and her food jar of milk additionally draw the viewer's attention away from the combination of straight lines that make up the background and the objects in it. At first glance, the tone of the Kitchen Maid is very depressing. The room's emptiness and dark tones invoke sadness in the viewer, as well as a feeling of quietness and isolation from the world. Additionally, the poverty displayed in the cracked, dirty walls and meager meal radiate the hopelessness of the maid and her circumstances. However, all of these negative emotions are balanced by other features in the painting. Upon closer inspection, the room is not isolated at all. The back wall extends far beyond the scope of the painting, and the broken window pane provides the maid with a connection to the sunlit world outside. The room is indeed decorated in sad tones and does show signs of poverty, but this sadness is challenged by the hope and promise of the sunshine streaming through the broken pane and the defiance and jubilance of the red, blue, and yellow in the maid's clothing. When observing Vermeer's painting, the viewer is first hit with a wave of despair for the maid and her depressing poverty, but the bright colors and curves with Vermeer painted the maid continually draw the viewer's gaze away from the maid's pitiful circumstances and glow with hope and inner joy, providing the viewer with the thought that perhaps one's circumstances have really very little bearing on living happily. Although The Kitchen Maid is probably one of the most famous Vermeer paintings, he had several other paintings that are well known today. One includes The View of Delft. Another is The Love Letter. Woman Holding a Balance. Woman in Blue. The Lace Maker. And Girl with a Pearl Earring.